Hey, what's up, mortals? It's Keishan VA here with a new video for you. Welcome to Season 2, Part 4 of What If Deku Was Taskmaster. I just wanted to greet you guys by just saying sit back and relax, you're in for a treat. So, we begin. From the very start of their battle, Izuku and Bakugo charged at one another. The blonde prepared his favorite right hook, but Midoriya managed to land a brutal kick to the face a split second before it could connect. Katsuki grit his teeth to push through the pain and continued with his first attack, which was backed by a ferocious explosion. Unfortunately for him, Midoriya narrowly dodged by using his boots to flip over Bakugo and land a 1 inch to a pressure point on his right shoulder. The pain reverberated through his whole arm as Izuku stuck his landing before smashing his right elbow with a full throttle kick. The force of the blow pushed Bakugo off his feet, and he crashed onto the floor. With his opponent in such a compromised position, Izuku leaped into the air, fired off the thrusters on his calves, and prepared to end the fight with a spin kick to the head. Luna Taharis! Bakugo fired off an explosion to save himself, propelling himself out of danger. He hoped this would give him some breathing room to prepare a counter, but he continued to lay on the ground while tightly grasping his arm and writhing in agony. It had become clear to him what Izuku's first assault was meant to accomplish. The strikes were meant to injure his arm, such that it was now impossible to absorb the backlash of his explosions without experiencing intense pain. Midoriya noticed his foe's strained expression in how he grabbed his arm. He smiled with the realization that the plan had worked perfectly. So with his opponent's dominant arm basically disabled, he launched forward, intending to land a kick to the stomach. The pain in Katsuki's arm had temporarily distracted him, and that, coupled with Izuku's new overwhelming speed, allowed the attack to land perfectly. The boy felt vomit slowly creep up his throat, and he was sent flying towards the edge. He narrowly kept himself within bounds by bracing himself with an explosion, but fell to the ground in pain. The emerald-eyed boy could sense victory just within his reach, as he rocketed forward with a fly drop kick to knock Bakugo out of the ring. Still, the blonde just about managed to launch himself into the air with an explosion to preserve his chances of winning for a little longer. Unfortunately for him, Izuku had anticipated this. His boots fired as he rapidly performed several flips and placed himself in a position that both Bakugo and the audience had seen earlier.
Oh my! Izuku Midoriya is right above Katsuki Bakugo. It was from this position that he landed the finishing blow against Todoroki. Could this match already be over?
Bakugo felt a nervous chill run down his spine as Izuku shouted, "Luna, fall!" as he connected with a devastating kick to the side of his face. It was like time had slowed down for the blonde. His consciousness was slowly slipping as he thought,
No, it can't be. I lost.
Everything began fading to black, but before he was entirely out cold, Katsuki locked eyes with his opponent. He saw his rival's confident smile and the lack of damage to his clothes and body. He realized he couldn't even lay a finger on him, and his mind took him back to what he said at the start of the sports festival. He felt his rage bubble up at the memory of his confident declarations as he thought,
No, not yet. I'm not done yet!
The blonde's palms began to show signs of life with tiny sparks. This left Izuku stunned before his opponent let out a massive blast that blew the green-haired teen to the other side of the stage.
What? How do you let out an attack that massive? His arm shouldn't be able to take that stress.
The green-haired teen thought as he saw a silhouette slowly rise from the dust cloud created by his foe's attack. He kept calm as he prepared to charge forward, but his opponent called out to him before he could.
Deku!
He shouted while holding up his right arm, the very hand that Izuku had targeted earlier.
I'm not losing to you, Deku! You got that? I'm not losing!
As he said this, he let out a blast as mighty as what he displayed against Uraraka to eliminate Midoriya in one attack. This managed to push him back, but Izuku successfully kept himself within bounds with his boots. Izuku recollected himself as he prepared to launch another wave of attacks at his opponent. His thrusters fired as he charged toward the blonde, while shrouded in a cloud of smoke produced by the earlier blast. Bakugo's ears picked up on the sound of the boy's boots and launched another devastating blast at him. As a result, the pain in his arm intensified as he hunched over and grasped it tightly.
Damn it! Damn it! I can't keep going for much longer, but neither can he. There's no way he'd tank that.
He thought as a broad smile appeared on his face.
You see that, Deku? It's just like I told you earlier.
I'm gonna win!
To his surprise, he heard his opponent's boots firing once more. He sluggishly lifted his arms to throw another attack, but he decided to wait this time. He wanted to ensure that Izuku was as close as possible, so he felt the full force of the blast. But, as he waited for his foe to emerge from the cover of the smoke screen, something odd transpired. The sound of the boots began rapidly shifting from left to right.
So he's trying that same crap he used on Icy Hot, huh? Doesn't matter! Once I see his stupid face, it's lights out!
From the cover of the smoke, Izuku continued to dart right and left to make it harder for his foe to track him, but Bakugo retained a calm and collected demeanor, awaiting the chance to end their battle. Then all of a sudden, his golden opportunity finally appeared. At long last, the smoke began to shift as his eyes saw the blue jacket of the UA sports uniform. Without hesitation, Katsuki aimed his arm at the target and prepared to unleash hell, but his body froze as his mind flashed back to his first battle of the day. His current predicament perfectly mirrored one of Ochiko Uraraka's tactics.
Do you think I'm that stupid or something, you damn copycat? There ain't no way I'd fall for the same trick twice!
He thought as he shifted his aim in the opposite direction.
If you're trying to draw my eyes over there, then that means you're right here! Time to die!
Before he could finish his words, a drop kick, flying from the same direction as the jacket, connected to the side of his face, as his opponent gave a grin. Well done, Katsuki! I was hoping you'd be smart enough to see through that. So glad I was right, he said while firing off the thrusters on his calves. Now then, our fight is over! Lunar Ring! He declared as he spun in the air while delivering a brutal spin kick to the side of the blonde's head that immediately knocked him unconscious. Once Katsuki's body fell limp to the ground, Midnight walked over, examined him, and called an end to the battle. Katsuki Bakugo has been rendered unconscious. As such, the winner of the first year portion of the sports festival is none other than Izuku Midoriya. As the arena broke into celebrations for Izuku Midoriya, his foe was quickly transported to Recovery Girl's office to deal with his injuries. The elderly pro examined her patient and began the healing process with a kiss on the forehead. After a few minutes, the blonde sprung up from his bed and swirled his head from left to right. Once he was done surveying his surroundings, he realized where he was and remembered what had happened. He tightly clenched his fists and gritted his teeth in frustration as he thought,
So I lost again, huh? Damn it!
Finally, with the first year portion over and done with, the rest of the sports festival progressed until it was time for the awards ceremony. Izuku, Bakugo, and Tokiyami made their way to the podium as Midnight introduced All Might to hand out the medals. When they were presented with their prizes, they posed for a picture before returning to their seats to make way for the second and third years to receive their medals. After all that was completed, the number one hero gave some closing remarks, and the sports festival had come to an end. Izuku made his way home, found the place empty, and concluded that his father was still preoccupied with work. As such, he decided to make dinner for the both of them. He left his father's portion in the fridge with a note, ate, watched TV, and went to bed. The day's events were quite exhausting, so he wanted to get as much rest as possible. Unfortunately, things didn't quite go as he had desired. Some loud noises woke him from his sleep, and he couldn't make out what was happening. It kind of sounded like someone was watching TV, which was odd. Izuku checked his phone, and it was a few minutes past midnight. Why would anyone be watching TV so late? The boy pondered. Dad usually likes to take it easy after hero work. So what's going on? The teen's drowsy body slowly exited his room to check on things, and then a scream startled him. Huh? That sounded like Dad! What the heck's going on out there? The scream made the boy more alert as he started itching closer and closer toward the living room. Finally, he turned the corner and locked eyes with the source of the noise. Dad! What happened? I heard you shout! Are you alright? The man paused the TV and apologized to his son. Sorry for waking you. I was planning on watching the sports festival tomorrow morning, but I couldn't sleep because I couldn't stop thinking about it. Okay, I can understand that. But why'd you shout? Well, I was trying to be quiet, but I couldn't help myself when you made it to the semifinals. I mean, you beat Endeavor's son like it was nothing. I'm so proud of you, he exclaimed while jumping off his seat and giving the boy a tight hug. Anyways, sorry again for waking you. You can go back to bed now. I'll be quieter, I promise. All right then. Good night, Dad, he said while returning to his room. He quickly drifted back to sleep, but yet another shout disrupted his peaceful rest. Before he could leave his bed, his father tiptoed in and delivered another apology. Sorry about that, the man apologetically whispered. Congrats on winning the sports festival. Thanks, Dad. Now could you please let me get some sleep? Yep, I'm done. Sweet dreams, he softly said while gently shutting the door of his son's room. Thankfully, despite the disruption, Izuku had a restful night. Once the following day arrived, the teen slowly arose from his bed, cleaned himself up, and then left his room to have breakfast. He greeted his father in the kitchen and prepared a sandwich with some tea, but his phone rang just before he could even take a bite. The boy reached into his pocket and saw it was Mei Hatsumi. He was somewhat confused as he picked up the call.
Morning, Izuku.
Hey, Mei. We didn't make any plans to meet, right?
We didn't, but I need your help. Inspiration struck, and I've got a load of new babies I want to try. But I need another set of hands and a guinea pig if I want to, finish the prototypes and iron out any potential issues.
Can't we just do this tomorrow?
Nuh-uh. We need to work today and tomorrow if we're going to get through all the designs I thought up.
Look, Mei. Normally, I'd love to help you. But UA only gave us 2 days off, and I have to use at least one of them. Sorry, but... Before the following words could leave his mouth, the girl offered something she was sure would have him dashing to her aid.
If you come over and help me, we should have just enough time left to finish the upgrade to your gauntlets.
Say what?
Yep, we had trouble finishing them before the sports festival, but I think I worked out the kinks in the design and was hoping to get this done so you can test them before we head back to school. But oh well, I guess we'll just finish them some other time.
The boy silently considered this for a moment as she offered something else.
Oh, by the way, I also thought of a potential upgrade for your mask. It's just a rough sketch for now. And I was really hoping we could look it over together and start working on it as soon as possible. But, I just can't do that and work on my babies if I'm all by myself. I guess sprucing up your gear will have to wait. Anyways, don't let me interrupt your R&R. Goodbye.
Oh, wait, Izuku reluctantly said. I'll be there in an hour.
Thanks so much, Izuku. You're the best. See you soon.
The green-haired teen quickly stuffed his breakfast into his mouth, rushed to pick up a change of clothes, and made his way to Mei Hatsumi's home. He was quite disappointed in his inability to resist the allure of upgrading his gear, but hoped that he and Mei working together would let them finish everything they needed to, with time left over for proper rest. But unfortunately, this was nothing more than wishful thinking. Thank you all for indulging yourselves in all this information thus far. I hope you enjoyed it. Now there are a few more things I'd like to go over before the video ends. Firstly, I'd like to say if you're in the mood for some great storytelling, We the Celestials has got you covered. Our We the Celestials, My Hero Academia, and Naruto What If YouTube channels retell the story of the namesake anime with a twist. Secondly, on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in today's excellent content production. Their details can be found in the description below. Lastly, if you're interested in what we do here at We the Celestials, I'd like to extend an invitation for you to join the team. The only caveat is that we only accept members from 16 years plus to join our crew. You can sign up for whichever category fulfills your interest by joining the recruitment Discord using the link in the description below. We're always looking for members to join us. Well, that's it from us for today's video, so thank you all for watching. Have a great day.